I'm sure most, if not all of you, recognize this girl on the internet. Or more specifically, you might recognize this live stream. It features a looped video of a girl listening to chill music played in the background, writing the same exact thing on a notebook, and wasting a shit ton of paper because that's half a page of notes left empty. This one live stream gets tens of thousands of viewers 24/7 and has been viewed hundreds of millions of times. But it's more than a live stream. In fact, it's been so iconic that this live stream is practically a meme. How about that same live stream, but with a different girl? It's usually from Studio Ghibli films. A raccoon, Waluigi, Doom Guy, Will Smith. This man's got some culture. A cosplay of the Lofi Hip Hop girl. And I guess this video itself. But one thing all these live streams and playlists have in common is that they all play the same exact chill music. So what is this chill music? Well, that question doesn't matter because you all know what I'm talking about. It's Lofi Hip Hop. Not everyone listens to Lofi Hip Hop, nor does everyone enjoy listening to Lofi Hip Hop. Some people see Lofi Hip Hop as nothing more than ambient white noise, yet at the same time, it sort of perfected this ambient white noise. I mean, what's a better way to spend your time taking notes than by waking up early in the morning, having some Lofi Hip Hop play in the background, and drinking a nice cup of coffee?
You idiot, this is green tea, not coffee.
Okay, jeez, sorry. But seriously, I personally love listening to Lo-Fi Hip Hop, and you have no idea how many notes I was able to pull off easily thanks to Lo-Fi Hip Hop. And I mean, silence works too, but you know. You guys have heard it before in many YouTube videos from your favorite YouTubers, and you've heard it in some of my own videos. People don't just listen to this whenever they're taking notes or studying, if you ever actually study. They listen to it while they're chatting with people, playing video games, working on videos like the one you're watching right now, or I don't know, just to sit down and enjoy the music. So the big question here is, why do people listen to this? And more importantly, why is it everywhere? Well, first there's a third question I'd like to answer. Where did Lo-Fi Hip Hop come from? Lo-Fi Hip Hop didn't come out of nowhere, nor did it come from just one person. The term lo-fi is short for low fidelity, and it's this electronic reproduction of sounds or images using technology resulting in unwanted distortions or imperfections. And it's been around for, I don't know, since music existed or something. So no, it does not mean chill. Somewhere around the 80s or 90s, when you were a music artist or filmmaker, you'd have to have music and videos with all these crackles, scratches, dust, or other imperfections you'd hear from vinyl records or radio or whatever you used at the time. People back then used VHS simply because that was the only thing you can use. Fast forward to today, and every major record label producer and amateur music artist today can make music and videos in the highest quality possible with up to 4K videos and super crisp audio. Yet somehow these imperfections from VHS tapes or from old music recordings that used to be this limitation you had to deal with are now used as this artistic style. For example, VHS is obsolete and people no longer use it today. But this quote-unquote VHS aesthetic has been featured in a lot of videos, even in the biggest music video hits today. I've mentioned before that there wasn't just one lo-fi hip-hop artist that created this whole genre, but there is this one music artist that has been one of the most influential people in popularizing this genre, and that is Jun Seba, aka Nujabes. As a Japanese record producer and founder of the independent label Hideout Productions, Nujabes was well known for his strong jazz-like influence on hip-hop beats and using samples from other jazz artists. He contributed music to the soundtrack of Samurai Champloo, which is an anime blending a setting in feudal Japan with modern anachronisms, as well as collaborating with other American underground hip-hop acts. That is until his death on February 26, 2010 from a traffic accident. He didn't just make lo-fi hip-hop music, he pioneered it with his mellow, nostalgic, and atmospheric sounds that were way ahead of its time today. Here's a little experiment you can do right now. I'd like you to pull up any kind of lo-fi hip-hop song, it could be from any artist on Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube, or whatever you kind of use, and tell me what you're doing and how you're feeling. Are you writing notes, bouncing your head back and forth, tapping your pencil? Are you feeling happy, nostalgic, or sad?
I'm always sad.
In this type of situation, you can easily explain what you're doing or what you're feeling. Now, let me ask you this. Why are you doing what you're doing and feeling what you're feeling? It's a question that's hard to answer. People know what nostalgia is, but why do you feel nostalgic? It's a weird and complicated feeling, yet it's so powerful. If, let's say, you had a teddy bear as a kid that you may or may not have liked, why do you feel nostalgic when you find that same exact teddy bear something years later and couldn't help but shed a tear? You know that scene in Ratatouille when Anton Ego eats his meal and suddenly has that special childhood memory? Yeah, it's pretty much the same exact thing. Now, I can't finish this video without telling you the story of the Lo-Fi Hip Hop girl, as well as Lo-Fi Hip Hop on YouTube in general. Chilled Cow is one lo-fi hip-hop channel that has been on YouTube since 2015. This channel started uploading some songs from other artists, some of which were part of Chilled Cow's official playlists. Then Chilled Cow took advantage of YouTube's live streaming system and made a 24/7 live stream radio for these songs. Now, originally this live stream used a GIF of a young woman from Studio Ghibli's film Whisper of the Heart, but unfortunately, Studio Ghibli saw what Chilled Cow was doing and was like, "Hey, I like what you're doing here, but I also don't, so can you just please stop for me?" So they issued a copyright claim and took down the live stream, which isn't new considering it's Studio Ghibli. And Chilled Cow was like, "Oh man, that was such a good GIF with the anime girl and her taking notes and doing whatever. Oh, what are we gonna do now? Why not make our own anime girl taking notes?" Yeah, okay. So they hired an animator named Juan Pablo Machado to make their own copyright-free version of an anime girl doing her homework. And thus, the Lo-Fi Hip Hop Girl was born. And then the live stream got taken down. Again. You know, what's funny during this whole outrage was that when the live stream got taken down, there was a lot of people joking around saying that the Lo-Fi Hip Hop Girl finally finished studying or doing her homework. Luckily, the violation has since been lifted, not even a day after the live stream got taken down. But this ended up producing one of the longest videos in YouTube history with more than 13,000 hours, or about 548 days, that girl spent studying. It is important to note that Chilled Cow wasn't the only channel affected, as another lo-fi hip-hop channel known as Chill Hop Music, which is actually a lot similar to Chilled Cow, but they started this whole thing 2 years earlier. Chill Hop had their own 24/7 livestream radio, but this time they used a GIF with a different anime girl taking notes from the Studio Shizu film Wolf Children, and then the same exact copyright takedown happened. Except this time, instead of a human, Chill Hop made a raccoon. Because humans suck. These types of channels are sitting in this gray zone on YouTube as they work with artists to use their songs in live streams, but they don't own all of the music that runs on their channels. In fact, Chill Cow and Chill Hop does make their own official collections of lo-fi hip-hop songs from various artists, and they still allow these artists to post elsewhere. Although I think aside from the music itself, I think the best part about lo-fi hip-hop is really the community itself. I have never seen a much more positive comment section on YouTube than these lo-fi hip-hop compilations and songs. But the question still remains, why is lo-fi hip-hop everywhere? Easy. No, seriously, it's just that one word. There's lots of music artists such as Tomppabeats, Idealism, and Eve that have helped the genre rise in popularity thanks to its simplicity and easy to listen to music. They have beats that are usually uncomplicated, chords and melodies that are simple to follow, and just music that helps people wind down and relax. I believe lo-fi hip-hop is one of the few things in music that anyone can get into and start producing. You know what? How about I try it myself? Okay, so I'll open up a DAW like FL Studio, make it around 80 beats per minute to make the song a little slow, add some snares, kicks, and hi-hats, throw in some chords and some melodies, drag and drop your samples, duct tape everything together, and here it is. Man, that was a pretty good burger. Obviously, it's not great, and it's just some basic bare-bone music you can make if you learn a little music theory. The possibilities here are endless. Although it's important to note that the term lo-fi hip-hop is not really a genre, but just something that's just thrown out there. A majority of lo-fi hip-hop artists are independent as the whole thing works well as a community, but not in terms of monetization and major record labels. Most of the time, people remix literally anything or add some samples for the fun of it. In fact, a lot of these samples are very random with audio from movies, shows, or other music. Man, that was a pretty good burger. And I think that's the fun part of lo-fi hip-hop. It's the remixes. It can be fun sometimes to grab your favorite Minecraft music and add some beats to it to make it more interesting. I'm sure a majority of you have heard some popular lo-fi hip-hop songs in the background from your favorite YouTubers. A good explanation is that some artists don't really care to copyright claim these songs, and some just straight up allow people to use their music in videos, as long as they receive credit. For example, you may have heard some LAKEY inspired music in the background with examples such as Chill Day. And I guess most of the time the music is there just to kill the silence, and if you use it right, you can make a good beat that blends in the background. It's the same exact experience when you or another person is driving and you just turn on the radio just to kill the silence from all the traffic around you. However, I will admit, there are some flaws when it comes to the genre. This oversaturation of samples, drum swings, and the same looped anime GIFs can start to make lo-fi hip-hop pretty boring at a certain point. I've seen too much of those same sad Simpsons GIFs. In fact, I'm starting to get a little sad. There's many instances where people simply take a sample, add a kick and snare to it, and call it a day. It's important to take the time to use proper sampling techniques and really learn how to turn a sample into your own thing. Sampling is a complicated thing to talk about, since even the biggest music hits today have used some samples from others, which can sometimes get you into trouble. At the end of the day, lo-fi hip-hop isn't original. In fact, no artist is original. We all use the same exact instruments and tools. Everyone has the same exact ideas, we just think of them differently. Lo-fi hip-hop has become the shitposting of music. It's nothing professional. It's mostly amateur artists that shitpost on SoundCloud or something for the fun of it, or just to learn more about making music. When you head over to a cafe to grab some coffee, you're not always there to work or to be more energetic for work. You do it to sit down and enjoy yourself with you or with others. And there's a special moment I'd like everyone to experience, and it's nothing about lo-fi hip-hop. Have you ever had those moments where you've had a long day of working at your desk, and you've decided to get up, open up your windows, and look at the beautiful night sky? Sure, it feels good taking a nice shower or being snuggled up in a blanket, but there's something different about this. It's a mysterious feeling you have, but it's one of those moments where you can't help but appreciate life. And that's the same exact feeling I have about lo-fi hip-hop. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm Joseph R. Carroll, and I'll see you soon.
So a lot of people have seen the lo-fi hip-hop girl write the same thing over and over and over again, but no one ever actually knows what she wrote down on her notebook. And while I'm proud to announce that after some extensive research and analysis, I've wrote down what she wrote down on this very notebook for the whole world to see. And well, here it is.